Hello, English Flint man here. Trying a new angle with the tripod. I will eventually get the right angle, but at the moment just practicing. Okay, I'm going to do another video on trying to do a rock to point. This is found at Clacton in the UK, which is a seaside resort. Yeah, tide goes out, I'll put another video on there, me going collecting it. So yeah, it's free. It's not the best, you know, some is frost damaged, but it can be quite slick. So as you can see, there's a little removal there. So I'm going to try and do quite a quick video on this one to see if we can get this down without breaking it, just to give you an idea of, you know, what I'm going to do. We'll do the it's called a lafamoir. I don't think I've pronounced it right, but it's you go round the flint. Okay, first of all, that bopper's a little bit on the big side, so we're going to go down bopper size, and we're going to do indirect percussion as well with the copper bar. Try and do this every time I do a bit of work on some flint. Give it a nice point. So we'll keep that there for now. But what we'll do is we use a second one down for the, there's me boppers, that's my biggest bopper. Still not, don't know what the sizes are, but the weights, but yeah, they're solid copper and they are really taking a beating, and they're doing a lot better than the, some people like them, some people like solid copper, some people like you know, to use the lead filled boppers, but I had problems with them because my ones, as you can see, they broke apart in the end. But really good boppers, but English flint is ridiculously hard, so I've just ruined them. So I've not wasted my money. It's still, because everything has to come from America. Right, anyway, let's get back to this. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to start removing around the sides. Okay, couple of removals, grinding stone, broken half, taken away, those edges. This dust is not good for you, but I have got a fan blowing from over there, so it's blowing away from me. Right, okay, so we're trying to get this centre lined. As you can see, it's all over the place. So this is the most confusing part about it. I know I'm not really in frame, but I wanted to get this part. So you're just going to look at the bottom of my face in a minute. So one side, turning it over and doing that side. So it's trying to get this centre lined. So now we're going to remove this bit to try and keep it fairly level. You can see there that removal. that was quite a harsh removal there. But this Seaside Flint, which I get from the beach, is extremely brittle and sharp as well. It flicks everywhere. But there's the removals. That's what we want. I'm grinding because to stop it from shattering as I hit. Working my way round. The trouble is, when you remove a lot, you end up with a much smaller piece of flint. I'll get this in frame. So I've removed there, then you turn it over. Grind. We're trying to take this piece out here. Bit of cortex gone. So we're starting to get this centre line. There's an odd shape here, but up and over, we're trying to take these lumps away. So we're looking at that to be gone. But to get it gone, it's difficult. Right, so the removal was there, so we're going to come down on it now. Right, that's where we wanted. A little bit excess off here. Turn it over and through. Still got this massive lump here, but what we do is we assess that as we go round. Right, there's another low point there. Little low point, which is there. So we're going to take that down. Quite a long removal there. I feel like I've got something stuck in my finger. Right, okay. Little bit of a grind up there. Now this flat edge, we're trying to get rid of this flat edge. See, we've got a nice centre line coming around here, and it ends up to a flat area there. So it's dead flat. So what we're going to try and do is remove that by hitting down on this corner here. And there you go. So you have to give it quite a bit of force. So that flat edge now has been removed. So now it's much, much better. So what we've got to do now is we've got to turn it over and go the opposite way. So we're on the opposite side now, so that big removal, so we're going to go there and there. starting to thin out. Right, so now we've got another big fat edge here. Okay, so we're going to go from this thin to this fat edge area here. So it looks a bit snap and halfish, as some nappers will say. So what we're going to do, little grind up. Quite a nice hit there. See that there? That's what you want. Big removals. So it's still fat round here. But as we remove that off, we turn it over. Grind. Now we're going to come down on this bit, trying to get this in frame. So we come down on this bit. Turn it over. So we took that piece, now we turn it over. And we do the same again. It's an unpredictable piece of flint, this one. So we're trying to get rid of this flat area. We're getting there. Most of that's off. So we've got that going flat right around there now. And then it's getting to this area, which we don't want, this large area. So a little grind. Just love that noise. Right, so now we've turned it over. We're coming this side. Still a bit of cortex on here. We're going to take this corner piece out. We're trying removing this here. Right, I think I over-edged it there a bit. Right, there's removals. And then there's removals. But, can you see that? See how that looks? Look, if I pull it away, so you never know what way it's going to go. You got a general idea, but you never know. So look, that's pretty decent. I think I overdone it a bit, but looking at it now, it's okay. As you can see, it's starting to reduce in size. So you're only going to get an arrowhead out of that. But an arrowhead's better than no head. Right. That sounded a bit wrong, but anyway. Right, okay, so. Still got a flat area here. This is going all right round here now. Pretty even. But then we've got to this. We need to get rid of that because that's good to no one. So what we're going to do, when we remove there, we're going to come down on there to remove this piece here, and then we're going to turn it over again and do the same. There's some cortex there which will come off. Let's just give that a little bit of that. I think maybe go down a bopper size, slightly smaller. So I don't want to take too much away. Right, so we're going to come down on this area here. It's not going on the first hit, so it's pretty what I'm doing now is just trying to sort of create some sort of shape to it. Still a flat edge there, but we're going to remove that. What we're going to do now is we're going to come this lower bit, we're going to take this off here. Grind. When I first used to start napping, I used to wonder, like, why are they continually grinding. But as you progress, you realise that it's essential. You can't not work without it. Some people use a hammer stone to grind if they're doing traditional. A little bit more gone. But yeah, it's essential that you do this. It's quite satisfying to do it. But you can get very frustrated with flint napping, as a lot of probably viewers know. You know, it can be it does your head in at times. But as you progress, I think we're going to make a biface out of this and maybe continue with it on another video, but it's getting a bit late now. So yeah, just showing removals. So we're getting a pretty nice little biface now. Still not very thin. It's thin around this side. But what we're going to do is we're trying to get rid of this last fat piece here. So, which they call a turtle back in the flint world. All these techniques are from America. Obviously they have just got, you know, big events they have out there. They have nap-ins, they have, it's just a whole massive community. We have got, you know, basically hardly anyone in this country, you know. But America's is a massive place, and it's got lots of different types of rocks. We're very limited for what we've got. Apparently there's obsidian up in Scotland, but that's a long way away from where I live. I'm down the bottom of the country. In American standards, you'd probably walk it. You know, you travel massive distances. There's a few people I know on who's, you know, sell materials, and they drive literally for days on end, and it's nothing to them. You know, that's the commitment they've got towards flint napping. And you know, if you find a source of it, you know, I have bought quite a bit, but if you can find a source, and then it's free, you know, there's nothing like picking something up off a beach and then turning it into a point. I mean, there's just nothing better than that. Right, I'm going to now change into indirect percussion. So I've done enough I can with this. This is not the best bit of flint. I always seem to pick out the wrong pieces when I do videos, but that's fine. Because at the end of the day, I don't care. Even if I snap it, it doesn't bother me, because, you know, this is the whole point of it. It's, you know, I'm a year in. I'm creating points. They're not amazing, but, you know, I just think it's good for the mind, soothing to the mind, you know, if you get it right, that is. Right, so there's my plastic mallet, got off the eBay. It was about 20 quid. Copper bar, obviously between the leg, it's like a 1/4 inch bar in between the leg. Then the low points, you want to hit on the low points like that. Takes off big removals. Obviously turning it over as you do it. That's what you want. You're angling it in. So, but this method is brilliant. Apparently it was, well, they call them, well, indirect percussion, but there's issue sticks for removing. It's just stuff that just makes your napping journey a lot easier to do. But this is a guy on the internet who I've literally, he's like a god. He's a fantastic napper. He's been doing it for like 15, 16 years or whatever. He does it like full time now. He's absolutely amazing. His name's Jack Crafty, if you probably know him anyway. Yeah, he's really nice guy. Always, you message him, he'll always get back to you. Yeah, his points are amazing. I've sent him quite a bit of material over the year that I've been doing napping, and yeah, he's always got time for you, which is great. It's a great community, and you know, it's good for the mind. You know, after my illness, obviously I have to be regularly checked, but yeah, I was suffering with a lot of depression, and this has really helped me. You know, so if you're going through anything, you know, doing this is good, stimulating for the mind. Right, so we've got a reasonably decent little biface there. I'm going to take some more removals, just to get it thin it out, because the end goal is thin as you progress. Right, so we're going to try and take this . That's what you want, removals. To get it down to a stage where you can actually see through the flint. It's quite translucent. But you have to watch for, there's another nice removal. Yeah. But you have to watch for end shock, because what that does, it sends a shockwave through the flint and it will snap it in half. So you've got to be careful, and you've also got to be very patient with yourself. You know, what I do a lot of the time is I get it to this stage and then I'll leave it alone. I just won't go near it again. I'll put it on the side and then I'll do another biface. And then obviously come back to it. When you come back to it with fresh eyes, you tend to do better. But I'm gonna try and thin this out a little bit more. So obviously grinding the edge, looking for low points. Couple of low points there. Right. That's what you want. You want to get rid of those turtle backs. But to get those flakes across is difficult. Takes years of practice. I'm nowhere near there. Nowhere near. I was looking at some of my points the other day, which from a year ago, and they don't even resemble points. They're and I wanna pick them up and rework them now. It's because I've improved, but I've been told to leave them because you need to know where you started from. Right, some nice little removals coming on here. Right, okay, so it's starting to take a much better shape now. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to try and get this turtle back off. This is where it could go wrong. But if it does go wrong, then it goes wrong. It's just another bit of, to me, it's just another bit of practice. Right, so I'm going to have to hit this quite hard because I'm trying to remove this area here. So there's a little low point there. Let's took that straight off. It's just, that's gone straight into the bin. Same with that one. Same with that. Right, okay, so that's a little bit of that turtle back gone there. Still up a bit. Right. But like, as you know, with stone, you know, people, some of the best nappers in the world still smash things up and they just take it on the chin and carry on again. Right, so this lower point here, I'm going to try and remove that going straight through. Right, wish me luck. It's actually got, you can smell the sea in this. Right, so there's a little bit of a turtle back here. So we want to get rid of that. So we're going to come around on the other side. We're going to grind a low point, looking for a platform. Once we've found our platform, which is there and there, platform there and there, we're going to try and shoot them across. Right, we're in the sweat stage now. Okay, that went all right. Go to the next platform. That's pretty decent. That's what you want. It's just, that is what every napper wants, to see those flakes shoot across. There they go. And you hit them with such force that actually sometimes they just stay there. Starting to thin out now. Looking better. Starting to start resembling a point. Right, so we've got a low side, and we've got a raised side. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick that side away. Using issue stick. So starting to get a nice edge now. Same on this side. See, the issue stick gives you more leverage. If you really want to get it across, use your legs as well. Going in. Casting them flakes across. You see them going across. Starting to resemble a nice little point. Right, so we can do another grind. I'm going to finish this up now. Literally run out of time, so got a couple of more removals with the indirect. So you can have one removal and it makes all the difference. Then you can have one removal, so like that. You can have another removal. It's really starting to thin out now. And you can do another removal and it'll ruin the whole thing. i.e. snapping in half. It's actually quite translucent already, look. See that? Right, I'm going to attempt this last turtle back. Okay. And the way to get that off is going to be, we're going to come down with this, creating a, we're going to pick this off, like that. Creating a nice platform for us, because this is what we want to get rid of right here. That's the baddie. So we're going to come down a bit more, trying to raise that platform. Once we've raised it, we're going to grind it. So now we're going to be shooting this across. So we're going to have to put some serious false, but that could be the end of the actual point. But you never know. So here we go. Right, so we'll start with that top bit there. Took quite a bit of that out. And there we go. Now look, I found the flake. Right, see that horrible turtleback that was making everything look weird? It could have snapped up there, but it's gone. So that's starting to turn into a decent little point now. I've run out of time. Next stage would be picking it with a pressure flaker, then casting more flakes with the issue stick. But I'll probably finish this in another video, so I'll leave that for now. But I'm really grateful for you watching. Please subscribe. Put the press the bell icon. I've not got many followers. I am getting, you know, reasonable views. You know, not masses of views, but yeah, it's my passion, like other people. But yeah, if you can just hit that bell icon and, you know, tell your friends to watch it, share the videos. Yeah, I would much appreciate it, because it gives me an incentive to carry on. But so I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. See you soon.